I'm over at the shop this evening. We've got a ton of plants, but right here I planted some potatoes. I'm about ready to pull them up. Let's see what we got out of this bucket. I started pulling this one up first. And I said, you know what? Why not make some quality YouTube content where I dig potatoes out of a big pot? Normally I grow potatoes in the ground, but I planted these because we had seed potatoes in the shop, and I thought, why not stick a few demonstration potatoes out here? And I threw a lot of old transplants down in the bottom of this pot that were dead or close to dead or something last fall. I said, well, let's just reuse these. And then planted something in here, and then thought, well, this spring I pulled that thing out of there, whatever it was, I harvested it. Been sticking just different vegetables in here as I go. And said, all right, I got some potatoes. Let's stick potatoes in here. I like growing potatoes, and I think homegrown potatoes are the best. And I just kind of wanted to show that even if you had a little space, you could at least grow a few potatoes. Sometimes you'll see those videos where people will bury potato stems really deep. There's fire ants in there. Why are there always fire ants here? Nobody moved to the south, okay? We have fire ants. We have terrible hot weather. Holy moly. Fire ants, like, you've got this entire world to live in. You decide to live in my potatoes. Who can say where the road... Fire ants actually like to eat potatoes sometimes. They don't seem to eat the potatoes themselves. They just get around the base of the roots and chew on them. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know why they do that, but I've had a problem when they're out in the field. I thought maybe here I wouldn't have them. The trick is to move really fast and not yell on camera and act like a sissy. Potatoes in a pot. There's probably more potatoes down there, but I'm not gonna dig for them. Let's see, this one looks pretty big. Somebody might say, well, this is a little early. Yeah, it might be a little early. I could have let them get a little fatter in here, but I like to pull them up before the rains really come in. Those ones that you see growing up in the pots, those are indeterminate potatoes. Indeterminate potatoes will keep producing potatoes along the stems, but down here in the deep south, we tend to grow varieties that are not indeterminate, because when it gets hot, the potatoes die out and get blights and all kinds of other problems. There's probably more potatoes in here, but they're gonna have to wait until I can dump this out and make sure that the ants don't devour me live on camera, because that would violate YouTube's violence policies and probably their language policies as well. You can see I've thrown a lot more out here, probably since any of the earlier videos that you've seen. There's a lot of fruit trees back there, food forest plants, and then I've got a lot of flowers, but I put a lot of pollinator plants out here. And I've got things like wand-knock, beef and onion tree, Tuna sinensis. This is a really cool tree. Comfrey, taro, some figs, leaf of life, vetiver grass, potato mint, things like that. Let's take them right to the great big scale. Just about 7 pounds of potatoes. That's not bad, considering we planted maybe a ½ pound to a pound. So that's a pretty good turnaround. And those are gonna be delicious. We grow red Lasoda, red Pontiac, Yukon Gold, and Kennebec potatoes down here in the Deep South. And the best luck I've had is with the red Lasodas and the Pontiacs, which are both red varieties, and the Yukon Gold, and all of those are determinate potatoes. That means if I plant those potatoes, they are going to ripen up quickly. They don't keep making new potatoes on the stems. They're fast. They produce their crop and they die down before it gets too hot and blighty and everything gives up. If we try to grow a longer season one like russet, it does not do very well here. We just get small potatoes. We don't get those great, big, beautiful Idaho style potatoes. So we've just got to grow the varieties that like it here. I've also had some pretty good luck with Adirondack Blue. They did really well for me one year and not so great the next year, but nothing did great that year. So overall, I think it's a good variety for here. I wanted to experiment with potatoes from seeds, but I've never managed to get the timing right to have seedlings ready at the time when I could plant them out and get them to grow fast enough that I would actually get a harvest. So for now, we're not doing potatoes from seed. I just grab some seed potatoes, cut them up and plant them. In this case, I just planted 5 whole potatoes in there and let them run. So that was just a little bit of yield there for next to no work. Just stuck them in that dirt that was already there from all of those other plants, threw a little bit more potting soil on top of it, covered it with a little bit of hay from St. Augustine grass that didn't have seeds in it and also did not have anything sprayed on it, so I could get something that would not kill them off with long-term persistent herbicides, which is a problem sometimes if you're using hay or straw. If it comes from a field where they're trying to keep it really clean, yeah, aminopyralids, big problem. So there we go. There is a very exciting video of me digging potatoes out of a pot. And if you want to know, that pot I think is a 40 to 50 gallon nursery pot. It's an injection molded pot that we stock here at the store because I was using them in my nursery already for big things that I put into the greenhouse. These are those ones that they grow those trees out in the field in. Really nice big pot, and they last a long time, but they're not that expensive. They're something like 15 bucks a pot, something like that. And they last for years and years and years and years. So now what I'll do is I'll just replant it with something for summer. Maybe some hot peppers or Everglades tomatoes or something like that. Maybe I'll even stick some okra out there. That would be a good southern thing to do. Anyhow, I'll catch y'all next time. And until then, may your thumbs always be green.
Ooh.